this video we're focusing on mobilisations and tissue work using a foam roller and trigger ball. To begin with, we're looking at doing a bit of a suboccipital release. So I have the roller sitting just below the bony part at the back of our head, and I'm working through some slow flexion and extension and then side to side rotation. I'm keeping a slight chin tuck. I'm not putting too heavy pressure into the back of my head, just working at the level that I can tolerate and coupling this with some slow breathing into my diaphragm. Next, we're moving into some thoracic extension. So I have the roller sitting at roughly the level of my shoulder blades. I breathe in, and as I breathe out, I'm extending over the roller. I want to maintain a slight little tuck of my tailbone. My hands can support my neck, and I can open out my shoulders and my elbows as I extend over the roller. It's important to maintain that slight connection between your ribs and hips and a little bit of your lower abdominals drawn in. I like to work on the one spinal segment for roughly 2 to 3 reps before then sliding up or down the roller and moving on to another position, as you'll see shortly. When moving towards your lower back, just be mindful. Generally, you don't want to be extending over the lower back, so you want to stop just at the lower thoracic and leaving it there. Next, we've got the foam roller longitudinal. So the roller is positioned generally at C7 and T1. It's the boniest part at the back of our neck. And I'm just staying nice and long, little tuck, and using this to help extend my head back over the roller. So really beneficial for those who have a bit of a forward head posture. Take your time with this, move slow, and then we can couple it with a little bit of endurance work, doing 1 to 3 sets of holding anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds, building on our endurance of the cervical flexors. We can ascend the exercise by raising our arms up, bringing in some of our serratus muscles and shoulder stabilizers. When getting off the roller, be sure to roll to the side, don't sit up, so we can maintain a more healthy position of our spine. Next, we're working on mobilizing and doing some tissue work through our quads. So the technique I learnt is to contract and then relax into that part of the thigh before slowly flexing and extending the knee, which will help to mobilize any adhesions in that area. After doing 2 to 3 flexions and extensions, you can then move into some side to side scuffs or a bit of internal and external rotation. This again is helping to break up some fascial adhesions and mobilize that tissue so we're a little bit freer through the hips and thighs. You can then work up the thigh doing another spot, picking roughly 3 to 5 spots along the front. It's not shown in this video, but then you can couple it with doing the same thing on the inner thigh as well as the outer thigh to work through the whole leg. Here it's just featured on one side, so work through giving how much time you have available for that day. Then you can pause this video and work through the other side or the other components of your leg. Now we're moving into the pec minor release and subclavicus. So we're looking to find roughly 2/3 down our clavicle bone. You can do this laying down as it's featured here, or you can also use a book or a yoga block against the wall and standing up press into the wall. What I'm looking to do here is scan through that area, find the most tender point or adhesive point, and then I can slowly take my arm through a little bit of extension or a little bit of flexion or abduction. So again, I'm pinning down some pressure on the knot or that tissue and then taking it through some slow movement to help break up some of those adhesions. Again, pause the video and repeat on the other side. Next we have the obliques, abdominals and diaphragm release. So we want to work from the bottom right side of our tummy, just inside of the bony part of our hip, working up the inside of the rib cage, not on the bones but just below, coming up towards the xiphoid process. Be sure not to push on that, stay just below it, and then work down the left side as I'm featuring here. The key when doing this is you can start with a tennis ball if needed and build up to a trigger ball, But we're just wanting to both use this to do a bit of a release on these muscles and break up any adhesions, and also be able to get some breathing and expansion into these areas. So it's a great exercise for training your breath and seeing where can you breathe into your tummy, into your ribs, and get that expansion. Each position I spend about 10 to 20 seconds before moving on to another position. And I'm thinking about nasal breathing, nice slow breaths, taking my time with this. If you get any discomfort or unsure pain, please cease the exercise immediately and then speak with me before repeating it, or consult with an allied health professional. Here I've just worked a couple of reps through the one side, but this whole process can take anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. Hope you enjoy.